Hey everybody, Jazzy here. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Starve Together with Wortox. We just brought Bearger on a prolonged venture through the forest, and we have quite a bit to show for it. We got some tree guards, which I would love to bring. Out into the savannah. I think you guys would be useful line of defense, and as long as we don't need the living logs in the moment. Let's just bring you guys out here, where you can plant some pine cones and pacify them. Let us do that now. See if it works. Oh, cool. Excellent. And I will keep these pine cones out here just in case I have to do this again. Okay, today is Bee Queen Day. And I got a shopping list for Bee Queen. I'm going to start by moving some things over from our base. Fortunately, we're not that far. Our base is not that far from Bee Queen. And oh yeah, he knocked over all these twiggy trees. We gotta clean this up too. Alright, yeah, but for now I wanna here's what I want for Bee Queen. Here's what I really want. As far as armor, I want 5 beekeeper hats. I want my I wanna have my thulecite armor as a potential backup. And I want to have I want to make a couple log suits, and we're not going to be short on logs, so I'm not concerned about that. Weapons, I want to use the thulecite club, and there goes our light bulbs. All right, I'll make meatballs with this for now. Yeah, as far as armor goes, I want to bring the thulecite. Oh wait, I said armor already. So I want the thulecite club, and I want 3 dark swords. I probably won't need all 3. I'll probably just need 2. But I'd rather be safe about. I want to be safe about this. I don't want to. I only want to have to try to do this one time. Yeah, food, our ruined stuff, our magiluminescence, and our star color staff, and I also want to grab some bees. And the bees are going to be our backup solage because we're going to be taking a lot of damage, and I just want to make sure that that we don't run out of health. Oh, come on. Am I not far enough away? Oh, they're aggroing on Chester. Gotcha. You guys. The last thing I want to do before I go to Bee Queen is, yeah, catch those bees. I'm thinking I want like 40 bees. 40 bees I would feel safe with 40 bees. And then we get hit. And then I want to go to the desert and just make sure our sanity is topped off. That's the other thing I noticed in a couple practice battles with Bee Queen is the sanity is kind of it's less reliable because you're constantly fighting bees and knocking butterflies for souls, and it's just, there's a lot more potential for overload, whatever you call it. So I just want to make sure I have healing stuff, sanity restoration stuff on hand. That's the plan. Sound good? All right. So for now, I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup around here and make a trip to the desert, grab some cactus, and start moving stuff over to the Bee Queen. Alright, I'm pretty sure I have picked every single piece of cactus in this desert. And I'm pretty sure that means there's 34 cactuses in this desert. Not a lot, but it's fine. There's definitely more in this desert than there's in the Oasis desert. Oh, and there's even some that bleeds over into the... That's kind of gross. Anyways, back at the Dragonfly arena, and look at all this crap we left behind. Come on, Jazzy. I suppose we could leave... I mean, we will need the log suits, so I think I should bring the log suits back with me. And look, we got a war saddle blueprint from the from a tumbleweed. That was pretty sweet. Oh, I missed a spot. Wait, did I miss these too? Or did they just grow back? I feel like I just picked these. I feel very strongly that I just picked these. I'm going to... Huh. Interesting. Whatever. We'll test it out later because I re-logged, but then I logged back and now the cactus is back. A little strange. Little strange. Okay, well, we'll head back to the base, drop this stuff off, drop off these gems, and then we gotta go bring some more stuff over to Bee Queen. Alright, I'm feeling more or less ready. At this point, all that's really left to do is grab those bees. Grab the live bees. I'm not sure that I'm gonna need all of them, but I would like to have them just to be safe. We can always take down bees. Like we can always fight them during the battle. I would prefer to avoid that and just focus on Bee Queen if possible. But while we got the spider eggs here, let's just go check on them and see if there are any that we can smack down. I'll just show you once to show you the workflow that I got in the groove doing. Triggering a couple of killer beehives, luring them over at least long enough until they lose interest, and then some of them start to aggro on Chester. And Chester is great at regenning health, and he is the perfect bait for this project. And we have... Oof. Oh, looks like I made one too many bug nets. That's okay. That's okay. Shoot. I could have saved those for sewing kits. Oh well. Yeah, if I can get 7 more bees, I will feel relatively prepared for this. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about all of our setup. Should be enough, you know what I mean? Between the log suits and the thulecite and the weapons, I think the last thing to do is to take out this beehive, and for that, I'm finally going to make my handbat. The handbat I plan on using to fight off the bees so that I can save my main weapon for the Bee Queen, the ones that will do the most damage. Now, I'm gonna want to release some of these souls before we start. Oh, I should have done that before we started. Gross. And the reason is... we're in the first phase, we're gonna want to kill all but 1 bee. Oh, really? Man, you guys spawn fast. Well, we'll get our souls back, at least. Yeah, we want to kill all but 1 bee. Let's knock you down for now. Yeah. Don't need y'all getting in the way. I did bring a pan flute just in case things get out of control, which, you know, I wouldn't put it past the game to throw something like that at me. But I think that's it. I'm just gonna make some last-minute checks. Do some last-minute checks, and then we'll get this fight going. Alright, stay here, Chester. I don't need you. Don't need you for this one. I'm trying to figure out the path that I'm gonna take during the second phase. Oh, I should mention the strategy that I'm using to fight Bee Queen today is based very closely off of the strategy developed by a gamer or a YouTuber by the name of Overtime, and he developed this strategy, and some other gamers have since used the strategy, and I'm going to use it today with probably some slight variation because it is Wortox. Let's start with the bee hats. I think... Okay, so I'm just looking at the pathway for phase 2. Let's, I think we'll probably go this way. So I'll put a star color staff here. I'll put one closer to the beehive, like here. And the last one will go over here. Yeah. I think that's good. And this is why we need the cactus, because doing this costs our sanity. Should I cook all of this? Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be a little wasteful. Let's just I'll cook half of it for now, just to get our sanity up and have a little bit left over in case we need some emergency sanity, like if we get soul overload. Soul overload's really the only thing that I'm super concerned about. You know what? Hell with it. Let's just cook all of them. Let's cook all of them. We've got the food. Let's eat the food. Alright, let's get our sanity back up as much as it can go. Was it 150? Okay, that's good for now. Good. that, and that feed our bees, and I think we're good. So for the first part of the fight, I'm not going to use the mag. Frankly, don't need it. And I want to save the Thulecite club also for at least the second stage. So for the first stage, I'm just going to be doing the handbat for the beast and the dark sword for the bee queen. Let's put this down. We won't need that. Enter future Jazzy. I'm just gonna, for this one, I think I'm going to sit back and drink my coffee and watch the past Jazzy take on this bee queen at 1.5 speed. I was faced with quite a moral dilemma with regards to this episode. The fight ended up taking a lot longer than I expected, and I was torn because I wanted to present the fight in an episode. But as you know, if you watch my episodes, they're generally 20 minutes long. This fight was well over 20 minutes long. I want to say it took closer to 24 minutes, which is nowhere near as short as it should have been if things had not transpired the way they did. I do regret certain things I did, but a lot of it was out of my control. It was just unfortunate timing on the game's part, and a series of glitches, but which I will tell you about shortly. So I didn't really know how to edit this video. The original edited version of this video, with the bee queen fight in its entirety, was about 45 minutes long. Now I pulled the community, and thank you for everyone who responded to the poll. It's my first community poll on YouTube. It's very exciting. Asking how would you like this fight to be presented? And here come the first uncontrollable BS that sort of disrupted this fight. The hounds came right at the start of the battle, and if I had the option of bailing without despawning the bee queen, I probably would have, but it would have meant we would have had to wait like 20 days for the next bee queen fight, and I was not really prepared for that. Anyways, I asked you guys how you would like this fight to be presented, and the general consensus was don't cut the fight, which was my natural inclination. I wanted to cut parts of this fight out because it was just so long. But what I settled on was, and most of you, I should say, wanted me to speed up the video for most of the parts, except for the interesting parts. The problem is, we're watching this fight at 150 or at 1.5 times speed, and it's still like 14 minutes long. It's ridiculous. So what I finally settled on was do the entire fight at 1.5 speed, and that's what you're seeing now. And just do voiceover and talk through my thoughts while this whole fight was going on. Now, as you can see, the hounds are not going away very quickly at all, and this is kind of what's making this fight so freaking long. We're still in phase 1. We've been in phase 1 for like almost 8 minutes now. It's stupid. This should be the shortest phase of all of the bee queen phases. But for some reason, the hound does not like aggroing on bee queen. The hound will only aggro on either you or Grumblebee, which means you gotta wait a long time for some of the hounds to aggro, and it's rather unfortunate. I've noticed this with other mobs too. Like bunnies will not aggro on the bee queen unless you focus their attacks. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times you gotta focus their attacks. They'll attack the Grumblebees, but they won't attack the bee queen, and that doesn't really help you because the bee queen keeps respawning Grumblebees. Anyways, I suppose, yeah, it's the one hound. The one hound refuses to go away. So I should talk about the strategy. And overtime did us all an immense favor in developing the strategy. Basically, during the first phase, the bee queen spawns a bunch of bees, and if you kill all of them, she'll spawn a new wave of bees. So the trick is to kill all but one Grumblebee, and then just tank her, do the damage as quickly as you can. You can see I'm smacking butterflies as I go, just for a couple extra souls along the way. It's nice to be able to do that because, as you can see, I am going through my soul supply rather quickly, and she looks like she just went into stage 2. Okay, stage 2 is interesting, and it's probably potentially the most cumbersome. What you do is you sort of discover the radius of the bee queen. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking her as far out as she's willing to go and then marking where she stops with a stinger. And that'll help me figure out how far I can lure her away from her grumblebees before I need to start attacking her. And I'm doing the same thing over here. And it looks like she stopped a little bit shorter and then she turned around. Okay. So marking that with a stinger. Ouch. I made a lot of mistakes in this fight, I'm not going to lie. And then what you do is you just lure her over to the other end. And I did not do a great job of luring her away from the bees, but I'm able to get in a few hits. Oh, also, I tried soul hopping just to get on the other side of the grumblebees. Normally, you have to run around the grumblebees because when the bee queen comes and then she stops and then turns back, the grumblebees are still coming at you, so you got to kind of run around them to start luring the bee queen again. But this way, you can just follow the bee queen, get ahead of her, and start luring her back to the other side a little bit faster. Which, it seemed like it bought me a little bit more time with the grumblebees. I get a little bit of more alone time with bee queen than I normally would have. And then, yeah, it didn't quite work as well as I expected, but it was the thought that counts. A couple times it worked really well. A couple times. I don't know that I would spend a soul to do it too often because I needed all of the healing I could get in this fight. Okay, yeah, that's a clearer example of what I was trying to pull off. Now it's time to switch to the Thulecite Club, which was something I had meant to do from the start of this phase, just because it's such a long phase. And what? Why did you stop you stopped much shorter that time? Weird. Yeah, where she stopped this time? Oh well, I don't wait to find out. But yeah, stage 2 is generally the longest stage because it just takes so much time to lure her back and forth from one marker to the other. Yeah, it's nice to get those shadow tentacles in for a little extra damage. I do try and save my Thulecite Club for Bee Queen if I can, just because she has so much HP and she takes so long to whittle down. Yeah, the hounds were the first bit of BS on in this regard. And the second bit is coming up in the third and the fourth stage. So the Bee Queen has 4 stages. We're in the second stage, and in the third and fourth stage are basically the same thing. What she will do is she will stop going for you directly, and she starts sending her grumblebees after you. And that's when I plan on throwing on the Mage Luminescence, because I'm gonna need that speed boost and the road boost to be able to outrun the grumblebees. Now, in retrospect, I think I could have worn the mag for the very first part. It would have helped with dodging the Bee Queen while I was trying to kite the what do you call it, the grumblebees. And you see, she just entered stage 3. It's good to know there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's funny looking at the footage, or looking at the length of the footage. This part was actually the shortest amount of time. It looks like the first phase was actually just as long as the second phase. That first phase usually takes with a character with regular damage modifier, it's like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or less. Really should not have taken as long as it did. Yeah, and I've been dealing with this issue of commentary since the Ancient Guardian, and this is the first series that I've been doing on DST, and the boss fights are definitely longer in this version of the game, which was not as much of a problem with bosses like Dragonfly, and even in a normal Bee Queen fight it wouldn't have been a problem because stuff changes. Like certain bosses, they They're dynamic. They go through different phases. But then you have bosses like the Ancient Guardian, which just charge you over and over and over again. I mean, what is there to say at a certain point? What is there to say? It's like, oh, now I'm running away from him. Now I'm hitting him. Now I'm running away from him. Now I'm hitting it. It's like, yeah, it's not conducive to stimulating commentary. So I'm open to toying with different ways of presenting commentary, especially with these longer boss fights. And I like the idea of, I mean, if you listen to the original commentary, and you're welcome to, I will happily post it. But I can tell you, there's a lot of gaps in the commentary where I'm just stressed out from all the BS going down, and just try to, yeah. See, this is where the BS starts. She spawned a new wave of bees, and some of them are not linked to each other anymore. So, like, when she sends out her bees, only half of them friggin' follow me. Watch this. Oh yeah, and then she just like decides she doesn't want to send them out anymore. I guess that's okay. Now, okay, looking at this, I do send right to the edge of the arena. So it's possible. I thought they had fixed this bug where Grumblebees sort of become detached from the Bee Queen if you lure them too far away. But apparently that hasn't been fixed because yeah, it's definitely still a problem. Because we got a lot of Grumblebees spawning during this fight. Even when she already had like 8 or 9 bees already spawned. And then I lure them back over here, yeah. I think that was the, yeah, in that situation I lured them too far over, and they got unloaded because it was more than like 2 tiles away. And where do you do it? Where do you spawn them back? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, and then 4 of them go back to Bee Queen. Yeah, at this part of the battle is just commentary of me going, yeah, okay, all right, cool. No. It's like it's a lot of those sounds, which I will not. Yeah, like, give me a break, buddy. You know, part of me wishes it was this difficult getting the bundling wraps in single player. I mean, you think about the difference in challenge between fighting Bee Queen solo and killing a bunch of bees for a random blueprint drop. It's like the bundling wrap is a really powerful item. I don't know that I would. I mean, for a long-term world, I almost always want to have one for Fuel Weaver, just so that I can stockpile healing foods and insanity foods more easily. But in single player, it's so easy to get the blueprint. And even fighting Queen Wombat is not not nearly as challenging of a battle compared to this. I think, yeah, it looks like I'm about to go through my Thulicite Club. I should have made another Thulicite Club. Am I really? Wow, did I really go through all of my Thulicite crowns? I'm curious why I wasn't using the Bee Queen or the Beekeeper hats a little more. You see right there, like only a handful of the Grumblebees actually chase after me. And I believe that was stage 4. Oh, that's a little sketchy. Oh, that's even more sketchy. And I go for the last Thulicite crown. Wow. Yeah, we better fight Fuel Weaver after this and get some more Thulicite, because I am blowing a lot of Thulicite on this lady. Lots and lots of Thulicite. One nice thing about Wortox is being able to regain souls on the fly during this fight. I can always just fight Grumblebees. I mean, she'll spawn more, and that's kind of inevitably going to happen regardless. But I can also, you know, smack random bees hanging around. I can smack butterflies hanging around. There's lots of potential for souls. And I'm also very thankful that I ended up catching 2 full stacks of bees, because I used almost all of them in this fight. I went through so many bees, so many souls, and I was also trying to get more, trying to kill more of these grumble bees as I went. Yeah, I went through a lot of bees. Lots and lots of bees. I'm also glad I put up the dwarf stars. Alright, can we lure all of them? Oh yeah, so then I get some of them to start pushing the non-cooperative bees into me at the same time. What did I just pick up? Another dark sword? Alright. I think we're in the final stage. I think we're in the end game. And I completely lost... Oh, there goes another Thulecite crown. Damn, I did blow all of them. I did blow them on this fight. Amazing. And there goes my last stack of bees. Oh yeah, trying to get some souls. Got the homeless grumble bees wandering around. That's lovely. And they still aggro on you so pleasantly. Even if you're not threatening them or the bee queen, they will still aggro on you. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. But yeah, moving forward, I will be fighting more bosses with larger amounts of HP, so I am open to presenting these fights in any way that pleases you all the most. So let me know if you prefer voiceover, if you just want the blow-by-blow, or I can always just remove commentary from the fight entirely. I will not take any of that personally if you just prefer to watch the fight without any jabberings from Daddy Jazzy. But let me know which format feels the most natural to you and is the most enjoyable to watch. Anyways, I think we're getting towards the end of this fight now, so I will jump back into the in-game audio. Enjoy the rest of the episode. All right, what do we got? What do we got? I think we got death for you soon. I really hope. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. That took so long. Let's clean up this friggin' mess. And try not to get any more overload. Let's clean up these bees. Oh my goodness, that was painful. That was so painful. She just kept respawning the bees. They just like never stopped coming. Well, it's over. It's over. It's over. We are victorious. My goodness, you guys. Was that really necessary? Was it really... Oh, was it really necessary? I don't think it was. I really don't. Anyways, we got her. GG. And, now we can start to bundle some things. We got our bee queen crown. Life is a little better. For the time being. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.